6 weeks ago in my video about the hidden changes of 1.5.8, I picked up on a hint from Kiefer and warned you guys that we should start upgrading our walls to level 3. There were less than 1,000 subscribers back then, but a lot of us spent the next 2 weeks trying to upgrade as many walls as we could. But we were just upgrading those walls on a hunch. We had no clue that when update 1.6 would finally hit, that Kiefer would make the recipe for level 3 walls 2,800% more difficult to fulfill. Now at first, I thought that Kiefer was just doing their usual thing where they make an update really hard and then as people complain, they make it a little bit easier for them so they stop complaining. But as I've watched Kiefer interact with the thousands of complaints about level 3 walls over the last 4 weeks, I've started to change my tune a little bit. Kiefer isn't backing down. They are confident in their decision to make level 3 walls 2,800% harder to make. So I started looking for clues. I started asking myself, what is Kiefer up to? And I'm almost positive that I figured it out. The first clue is in their response to the criticism. To summarize their response for you guys, they say that even though it might look like a bad decision, it is important for future updates. So they're up to something that makes it make sense to increase the cost of level 3 walls by that much. I found the second clue in their dev notes on the release of update 1.6. They talked about how they increased the storage space of chests, and then they say, this will allow you to make your base sizes smaller, so it will take less materials to fortify it. Less walls equals less resources. When I read that 4 weeks ago, I thought, thanks for the extra storage, but I don't really want a smaller base. And then later it dawned on me, oh, they're the ones that want me to have a smaller base. They're thinking it doesn't make sense for one guy to be able to build all of this. And as much as I love my base, I might actually agree with them. It might not make sense that one survivor could make and defend all of this by himself. Which brings us to the third clue. Last Day on Earth has mentioned several times throughout the last couple months that a big part of their plan is to have common homes with groups of friends or clans, which then connected me to the first clue. The easiest way to make sense of them making level 3 walls 28 times harder to make is if there's a whole clan working on the same base. Level 4 walls are at least 10 times harder to make than level 3 walls, but if you have lots of people working on it together, then it might not be so bad. So multiplayer is the reason that I think Kiefer changed the level 3 wall recipe. But then that begs the question, does that mean multiplayer is coming soon? Kiefer has made it clear that the majority of their staff are working on getting multiplayer set up. The updates they do for us each week are just there to keep us excited, or they're using us as beta testers, which is what we are. They have told us many times, and I'm convinced that it's true, that they're getting so much more done that we don't see. If you've seen one of their live streams, you know they have a lot of staff. They've made it clear that most of those staff are working on getting multiplayer set up. So I'm not saying that multiplayer is about to come. I know that it takes thousands and thousands of hours to set something up that complicated, but it is the only way I can make sense of the wall recipe change. And if they're already changing the wall recipe to fit multiplayer, then it might be coming out sooner than we think. My guess is still that it's 5 months out, but this is making me hopeful that it might be a little bit sooner. Well, those are my thoughts. Thanks for listening. I will be live streaming in 14 hours at my usual time, 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 7:30 p.m. GMT. Hope you guys join and ask me questions.